Good evening, residents of Sembawang GRC and fellow Singaporeans. I'm Spencer Ng Chun Hong, 35 years old, NSP candidate for Sembawang GRC. Thank you for the support, thank you. Now, I'm very happy to see all of you here today, as your presence and support determine my existence and my team's existence in this general election. This year, 2015, is a very special year for all of us. This year, we celebrate our 50th anniversary. Now, people, give yourself a round of applause for achieving this wonderful feat. We thank our parents and our forefathers for giving us a wonderful Singapore. But now, 2015 onwards, it is our responsibilities to ensure we have another 50 good years ahead. Not for us, but for our children. Sembawang 集选区的选民，晚上好。吃饱未？未啊？不用紧，我知道Sembawang集选区晚上有很多好吃的地方，所以群众大会之后，你们可以跟着你的家人、你亲爱的人去吃晚餐，然后顺便跟你周围的朋友说投 NSP 一票。因为你们今天来了 NSP 的群众大会。我是黄俊宏，代表国民团结党在Sembawang集选区参选的候选人之一。我毕业于新加坡国立大学文学系，现在也创业了7年。2011年，我也代表国民团结党，在马林百列集选区挑战由吴作栋先生所带领的人民行动党团队。4年过了，很多事情人事也变了，小弟我也成家了，开始建立自己的家庭。这4年，我也没有放松我的步伐。在我们的党主席张培元先生的带领下，我们积极在不同的选区拜访居民，了解居民的诉求，也尽我们的能力为他们服务。我希望Sembawang集选区的选民们能给我和我的团队一个机会，在这里为你们服务，投我们一票。成为你们的大义士，好不好？好，谢谢。那2011年后大选后到现在，新加坡也经历了很多变化，人民行动党也被吓到了。他现在知道，人民不是笨的，不可以由他们摆布，不可以步步逼人。他们在这4年里，努力想尽办法来哄你们开心，给了大家很多甜头。不过，你们觉得他的表现好吗？不好。如果你们觉得好，我就为你们担心，因为大家都知道，每一次他们给你一只鸡腿，这次不是叫你还一只鸡了。现在叫你还整个机场，这个我们要牢记在心。这几年，新加坡人还是面对沉重的生活费、外劳不公平的竞争、工作没有保障，种种的生活课题。但是，你们觉得人民行动党有真正的努力解决我们的问题吗？有没有？大声一点，有没有？好，一样投我们一票，跟你朋友讲投 NSP 一票，好不好？我现在在跟他讲，新闻在报。国会是每一个国家最重要和神圣的地方， 人民行动党却在国会说故事，谈什么梁山伯与祝英台，来解释他们的过失。我还想问他们有没有读过《水浒传》108条好汉的故事？为什么有这么多有条件、有能力的新加坡人不愿意参政，也不愿意加入人民行动党，而是加入了反对党？我希望他们对于这点可以深思。为什么人民行动党的候选人大多数都来自公共服务部门、高级公务员和有信心的将军？他们是最佳人选来带领新加坡吗？我不认为。我们要的是一个建设性的政府，不是只会说故事给我们听、哄我们开心的政府。投票是神圣的，您的一票会主宰您的孩子的未来，决定你的 CPF 拿不拿得回来。不要再投给 BAB 了，我们要把我们的新加坡拿回来，把我们的国家拿回来，投给国民团结党好不好？And now I shall speak in English. Once again, good evening residents of Sembawang GRC and fellow Singaporeans, and the viewers in front of the TV. Thank you. I'm Spencer Ng, 35 years old and NSP candidate for Sembawang GRC in this general election. I graduated from NUS Arts and Social Sciences, majored in History and Sociology. I have been working in the private sector for the past 7 years and have met people from various walks of life. For the past 4 years, since 2011, many things have changed in Singapore. I have also changed. The election results of 2011 have frightened the PAP, and they have suddenly realized that the people of Singapore are no longer stupid and believe in whatever they say. These 4 years, they are wary of how they should present their policies to us. They have to think harder how to sugarcoat their policies and their explanations to get us to accept them. Their so-called master plans to improve the constituencies are all funded by taxpayers' money, with your money. And they are telling you to vote for them for something you are going to pay. Is this the improvement they have promised after winning the 2011 election? They are supposed to listen what the people of Singapore is crying out loud. We are suffering and we want improvements. They are supposed to take actions to make our lives better. Take, for example, we have been telling them, NSP has been telling them, we have too many people in Singapore now, and our infrastructure will break under this immense pressure. And it broke. How many of you were affected in the train breakdown recently? How many? Wow, all of you drove here. Okay, very good. Now, do you think they listen of our suggestions? Not a chance. The PAP is still determined to push through their policies, their 6.9 million population policy paper, and they know they can. You know why? Because we do not have enough credible opposition in the parliament. Please help to tell your friends, explain to them, convince them, vote for us. Vote for NSP to be your credible voice in the parliament. But before you vote for us, let me tell you why you should vote NSP. Recently, my friends and I were having lunch, and they asked me, "Hey, Spencer, are you going to contest again?" I replied, "Yes, why not?" They were surprised, and one of my friends said jokingly, "Brother, your buttock itchy ah. 2011, one time not enough, you want to contest again?" Well, I asked, "My friend, is your Penang Laksa nice? Of course it is. Why are you asking whether my Penang laksa nice or not? It's better than the one I tasted in Penang. I agree with you. But when I grow old, I still want to eat the Singapore version of Penang laksa in Singapore, not in some old folks' home in JB. Because in Singapore, we do it better. And I definitely want my parents to spend their retirement years in Singapore happily with me and not across the causeway, which is not my country. Do you want to cast your parents to JB? Very good. This, my friend, I said, if I do not do my part as a citizen of this beautiful country, I'm letting my parents down, letting every Singaporean down. Because this is our country, and we cannot let her be slowly taken away from us. Let those who advocate sending our parents into JB go into JB themselves and enjoy themselves there. We keep our family together and not break them apart. What kind of government wants their citizens to break their family apart? Go home, think about it. What kind of Singapore you want? What kind of government you want to lead us into the next 5 years? NSP is the first political party to question our finance minister. Is the government going to raise GST after winning this election? NSP is extremely concerned about the burden placed on our citizens all these years. But the PAP tried very hard to discredit the opposition parties by referring us as nomads, and we have no interest in the people's welfare. We are not nomads. I would say PAP is like hermit crabs, living in their own shell, in their own world. By changing the electoral boundaries every election, PAP is making a mockery of the residents. One moment I'm a Nee Soon resident, suddenly I'm a Sembawang GRC resident. PAP is destroying any chances for our young to develop the kampong spirit and identity with the place they stay in. By adopting such unfair methods, I would say they live like hermit crabs, only concerned with getting a bigger shell for them to hide in. Do you want such leaders to lead you in the next 5 years? I would say no. We cannot turn a blind eye to what they are doing to us. We must stand up to them and tell them enough is enough. And stop giving us excuses and give us back our money. Return our CPF. All along, we know that HDB has the power to control the supply and in turn, the prices of our public housing. On August 25th, 2015, Mr. Kao has said in an interview, we have leverage over the supply and we can always adjust the supply, expand and reduce as necessary. So what does this mean? The recent property cooling measures is another good example of how the government can manipulate the property prices. NSP proposed an alternative policy in our manifesto which allows Singaporeans to buy their first HDB at cost plus, meaning that you and me, Singaporeans, can save a lot of money to be invested in other areas of our life, such as our children's education, cushioning yourself against the rising standards of living, and allowing you to truly have a retirement fund that you have full control of. But why is PAP not willing to allow Singaporeans to purchase public housing at a more affordable rate and allow us to have a better standard of living? But they did re-emphasize again and again, $1,000 is enough to afford a HDB flat. Do you believe that? Yes or no? You must believe. Yes, you can. But you will have no more money left for other things in life, not even food. Then you can go to the Meet the People session every week and wait for handouts, NTUC vouchers. Now this is the kind of life the PAP want us to have. $1,000 is enough to afford a HDB flat. I wonder who did the math for them. I'm very worried for our next generations to come. My parents' generation typically took about 15 to 70 years to clear off their housing loan. For me, I have to take up to 35 years to clear off my loan with the CPF scheme. How many years will our children take when their time comes? The thought of it never failed to scare me, and I couldn't sleep well. With the upcoming 6.9 million population policy, which will come true, Paya Lebar Air Base will be gone to cater for this population increase. Will HDB tighten up the supply or increase the cost of owning a HDB flat, as PAP has created a huge demand from these newly minted citizens? So, do you think PAP understands the people's needs? Do you have enough money left every month? No? They say because you are asking for a lifestyle that is beyond your means, it is not their responsibilities. What kind of government is this? Do you believe PAP will understand the definition of retirement? I don't think so. Their definition, when you grow old, keep yourself fit by picking up cardboards. It's a very good form of exercise and can kill a lot of time. Singaporeans, we cannot keep doing what we have been doing. We cannot keep letting the PAP having the absolute power to do whatever they want, whenever they want, in the parliament. If we keep condoning PAP's policies to carry on, then we deserve to be replaced by foreigners, or who we commonly known as foreign talents, because we are not doing anything to defend our own rights. It is your duty and my duty to make sure this does not happen. We have so much at stake, and we have gone so far for our country. I want to represent the people of Sembawang GRC, the people of Singapore. But win or lose, we shall fight on, I shall fight on, for what is right, for a better life for the people. So please, dear voters, give us your vote. Vote NSP and send us into the parliament. We will fight for you, voice out for you, and defend you. Will you vote for us? Will you vote NSP? Voting is no longer just about us. It is for our children and their children, our future generations. Please give us your vote. Vote NSP, because Singaporeans deserve better. Thank you.